Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. A person related by blood or marriage. Police are searching for relatives of the deceased. Properly related in size or degree or other measurable characteristics, usually followed by 2. Earnings relative to production. Estimated by comparison, not absolute or complete. A relative stranger. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. A minor chemical constituent that gives a wine or liquor its distinctive character. A whole, a thing or person, of the same kind or category as another. Lard was also used, though its congener, butter, was more frequently employed. An animal or plant that bears a relationship to another, as related by common descent or by membership in the same genus. Belonging to the same genus. Law. The principle that an act done at a later time is deemed by law to have occurred at an earlier time. His attorney argued for the relation back of the amended complaint to the time the initial complaint was filed. Sexual activity between individuals, especially the insertion of a man's penis into a woman's vagina until orgasm and ejaculation occur. A person related by blood or marriage. He has distant relations back in New Jersey. An act of narration. He was the hero according to his own relation. An abstraction belonging to or characteristic of two entities or parts together. Usually plural, mutual dealings or connections among persons or groups. International relations. Properly related in size or degree or other measurable characteristics, usually followed by 2. The punishment ought to be proportional to the crime. Having a constant ratio. One of the quantities in a mathematical proportion. The comparative form of an adjective or adverb. Faster is the comparative of the adjective, fast. Estimated by comparison, not absolute or complete. Relating to or based on or involving comparison. Comparative linguistics. Exhibiting equivalence or correspondence among constituents of an entity or between different entities. Agreeing in amount, magnitude, or degree. Being in due proportion. Proportionate representation of a minority group. Having a relation or being related. The state or fact of existing. A point of view gradually coming into being. A living thing that has, or can develop, the ability to act or function independently. A living thing that has, or can develop, the ability to act or function independently. A system considered analogous in structure or function to a living body. The social organism. The immaterial part of a person, the actuating cause of an individual life. Deep feeling or emotion. A human being. A secular form of gospel that was a major black musical genre in the 1960s and 1970s. Soul was politically significant during the civil rights movement. The human embodiment of something. The soul of honor. A human being. Causing or capable of causing death. Mortal combat. A human being. Involving loss of divine grace or spiritual death. Subject to death. Mortal beings. Unrelenting and deadly. Mortal enemy. A human being. A human being. There was too much for one person to do. A grammatical category used in the classification of pronouns, possessive determiners, and verb forms according to whether they indicate the speaker, the addressee, or a third party. Stop talking about yourself in the third person. A human body, usually including the clothing. A weapon was hidden on his person. Characteristic of or meant for a single person or thing. An individual serving. Being or characteristic of a single thing or person. Individual drops of rain. A human being. Separate and distinct from others of the same kind. Mark the individual pages. Concerning one person exclusively. We all have individual cars. A single organism. A word is cognate with another if both derive from the same word in an ancestral language. One related by blood or origin, especially on sharing an ancestor with another. Related by blood. Related in nature. Having the same ancestral language. Cognate languages. The child of your aunt or uncle. The child of your aunt or uncle. A person considered as descended from some ancestor. Proceeding by descent from an ancestor. Going or coming down. A person considered as descended from some ancestor. Proceeding by descent from an ancestor. Descendant gene. Going or coming down. Related on the mother side. One related on the mother side. A social unit living together. He moved his family to Virginia. People descended from a common ancestor. His family has lived in Massachusetts since the Mayflower. A loose affiliation of gangsters in charge of organized criminal activities. A person having kinship with another or others. He's family. An association of people who share common beliefs or activities. The message was addressed not just to employees but to every member of the company family. A collection of things sharing a common attribute. Primary social group. Parents and children. He wanted to have a good job before starting a family. Biology. A taxonomic group containing one or more genera. Sharks belong to the fish family. The child of your aunt or uncle. The child of your aunt or uncle. A relative by marriage. A phenomenon that follows and is caused by some previous phenomenon. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Circulate or distribute or equip with. Issue a new uniform to the children. Come out of. Water issued from the hole in the wall. The act of issuing printed materials. One of a series published periodically. She found an old issue of the magazine in her dentist's waiting room. An opening that permits escape or release. The canyon had only one issue. The becoming visible. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Supplies, as food or clothing or ammunition, issued by the government. The immediate descendants of a person. He died without issue. The act of providing an item for general use or for official purposes, usually in quantity. A new issue of stamps. Make out an issue. Some situation or event that is thought about. An important question that is in dispute and must be settled. The issue could be settled by requiring public education for everyone. Bring out an official document, such as a warrant. A person having kinship with another or others. He's kin. Group of people related by blood or marriage. Related by blood. A male relative. A person having kinship with another or others.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.